It's another huge house coming. This should be interesting with the semi approaching it. Looks like a standoff. Hey, this is Will, walking coast to coast on the Walk for Liberty. For September 4th, 2008, day 124. I've received requests to not talk like a robot, so I'm going to try to spice things up a little. In fact, someone even suggested I drink a couple Red Bulls before I start each video. But I think I'll just do it the old-fashioned way. Speed. So please, let me know how it goes, and if I need to crank things up even more. Brooke and I got back late last night from the Ron Paul Rally for the Republic, and I gotta say, it was awesome. I know they aired it on C-SPAN, which is great, but it's really so much more than just the visual of it. I'm hoping that it wasn't just a one-time thing and that they'll actually hold it every year. So if you didn't get to attend this year, maybe you'll get another chance. Even though I did a couple of videos of scenes from it while I was there, I'd like to give you a recap of what I actually thought about the rally itself. First off, the best part about it, by far, was getting to meet and talk with the other people there. I spent a lot of my time, especially early on, at the Free State Project booth, promoting both it and the Walk for Liberty. And I was encouraged at the amount of interest that many people there had in the idea of moving to New Hampshire to work on achieving liberty in their lifetime. Although I was hoping more would be there, I did get to meet a couple of my subscribers there. And one of them gave me a very generous donation in person because he doesn't like to use PayPal. He seemed like a pretty private guy, so I'm not sure if he would want me to reveal who he is. But anyway, thanks. Speaking of donations, Chris Lawless, who was the organizer of the Free State Project booth at the rally, was talking with a couple who had stopped by and mentioned that I was walking across the country. The lady then asked, "Oh, does he accept donations?" and proceeded to give me a $5 bill. Even though she had neither met me before nor even previously heard about my walk. Wow! One of the speakers at the rally itself, who I was surprisingly impressed by, was former Minnesota Governor Jesse Ventura. I noticed an interesting contradiction at the rally. While virtually everyone there seemed to think that the federal government is far too big and too intrusive and is sticking its nose into things that it, frankly, doesn't belong in, despite that, many people there believe that the federal government is somehow qualified to decide who may or may not come into this country onto people's own private property. Jesse Ventura, though, seemed to get it that the federal government should not be making those types of decisions. And that the vast majority of people trying to come into this country are doing it to work to make a better life for themselves and for their families. Kudos to you, Jesse. I don't know what all your other stances on issues are, but you seem at least to get that one right, which is unfortunately all too uncommon nowadays. I was also able to give 5 different interviews about the Walk for Liberty at the rally. One to an MTV street reporter, one to Break the Matrix, 2 different ones to Restore the Republic reporters, and finally one to Declan McCullough of News.com and CBS. I had such a good time hanging out each night at the rally that I didn't end up getting much sleep while I was there. Also, we had intended to leave early enough yesterday morning to get back to South Dakota in time for me to do most, if not all, of my walking miles yesterday. As I reported on in the last episode, though, we had more car problems which prevented that. So we didn't end up getting in until pretty late last night. In a way, that might have been good though, since the day before we left for the rally, the ball of my left foot was hurting me a lot. And so the full 3 days off from walking 20-mile days gave it some nice time to heal. So going to the rally ended up being nice for many reasons. If you didn't make it and they have it again next year, I hope you'll be able to attend. I'm about to try something which I haven't done since the days when Brooke was walking with me every day back in Oregon. I've been walking down this road for probably a couple miles now, which the GPS says keeps going to the east, right there. However, as you can see, it actually stops, so I'm going to try to do a little off-road trekking. If I hadn't, I would have had to have made a 90-degree turn to get back onto the 12, but now if I can keep going straight, I'll be able to shave off a little bit of time and distance. I'm now back out to 12, but what was cool was that the path that I had taken actually turned out to be an old road which the government had abandoned several years ago. I walked just over 19.5 miles. Here's my GPS position. This is Will Buchanan for blog.walkforliberty.com, signing off. That's supposed to be the tallest water tower within the geographical region known as South Dakota.